Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another Kickstarter critique where I take a look at a different Kickstarter tabletop game project every weekday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, giving my honest thoughts on how the project is being ran. And today I am very intrigued, not excited, but intrigued to be checking out the second most popular project on all the Kickstarter games right now, which is interesting to me. That is Philharmonix Space Orchestra Management Board Game. Become a space orchestra manager and perform magnificent concerts across the galaxy. And this mic is really low. Okay, we'll put that a little closer. Thank you there. So you're a space conductor. Okay, I feel like now that it's February 13th, we should get rid of this coming to Kickstarter February 13th and put some useful information like the player link, the time count, the age, the mechanisms, the components, artwork, if you really want to scrape the bottom of the barrel, but anything better than coming to Kickstarter February 13th. I know, I'm here. Free patron pack for each backer. Now, I'm assuming that they're using this as potentially as an advertisement elsewhere as well. I don't know, though. Free patron pack for each backers. Cool. So I'm essentially getting these two boxes right here. Neat. Am I excited? I like the theme. Sounds complete. I messed. Somebody gave me some things to do, and I messed with it for quite a while, and hopefully I figured it out. Ooh, so this is why you really got to make sure you're using your space well right here. So it actually does tell me it's a 1 to 4 player worker placement game, but that part got cut off right here, and as you can see, I'm sitting at 100%. Even if I go, yeah, it doesn't change that. So I would stick with the Space Orchestra Manager just because that's interesting, but I'd also make sure you include the 1 to 4 player worker placement. Anytime you got a solo game, I think you need to let people know that right from the jump. Hey, Varun, as always. Oh, from North Macedonia. That's a dude. We don't see that too often. I'm excited. As always, when we go in the video, I'm thinking 3 things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? Let's go.
Greetings and congratulations
Love
on
the
getting the
subtitles.
job as Space Orchestra Manager.
Don't need them, but they're always nice.
Are you ready to embrace the melody of music and this 1 to 4 player worker placement game with a unique action system?
Ooh, unique action system. Okay. There we go. Ooh.
There are many talented musicians across the galaxy.
Wow. Oh.
It would be best if you find them and recruit them in your orchestra.
That's a really nice
Practice
player
with
area.
those precious talents relentlessly in order to unlock their full potential.
Okay. Upgrades.
Travel across the vast emptiness of the galaxy. And guide your orchestra on your magnificent concert hall ship to perform in the orbit of mesmerizing planets.
This is such a weird theme. Yeah, you're running an orchestra that flies around the galaxy recruiting people and playing music. I'm all about it. That's not a nitpick. I personally think we have way too many of similar themes. Like yesterday, oh good, another nature theme game, just what I need, because we don't have enough nature theme games. Like, this is interesting. I'm in, and plus, it looks cool. It's not just the theme. I don't care what the theme. The theme could be anything. It could be about, collecting homeless people and, rehabilitating their lives. I don't really care. But the game itself looks really interesting. I think they did a great job showcasing their components. Not sure what's going on there. So we're moving. I picked something up, put it somewhere, get a thing. Yeah, no clue what's going on here.
Develop your ship's hyperspace drive and internal systems so your travels across the vast space are more efficient. That way you can use the game time to focus on more.
Those are nice. Those are nice components. And they're not like, all you got to do is tell your manufacturer that you want those shapes. It's like, it's not terribly difficult, but like stuff like that, it's nice.
More important tasks. Delight patrons with your performances as you perform outstanding pieces of music.
Agreed as well. C. Goody said, Kevin said, if the theme matters to gameplay, then I want to know about it. Yeah, if they're deeply entwined, that's always the best in my personal opinion. My favorite Euro game of all time is still Orleans. And part of the reason why is, A, I think it's a brilliant game, but B, it's a really easy game to teach because thematically, everything you do in the game makes sense when you're teaching it. It makes it so much more of a smoother teach. So I definitely agree on that.
Pleasing the patrons has its benefits.
Like
They will
art.
sponsor your musical journey and support your orchestra in its endeavor across the galaxy.
Makes sense thematically.
Compose harmonious symphonies and create records to keep a digitalized trace of your music for ages to come, thus securing your musical legacy in the galaxy.
Man, I love that player board. I have no idea what's going on, but I want to know.
Step into the role of a space orchestra manager with Philharmonix, a worker placement game that combines music and sci-fi for an out-of-this-world experience.
I don't typically do this. I'm giving it a third of a point grade bump up on the theme, just because it's unique, it's interesting, and let's be quite frank here. Let's really look at exactly what this game is. There's like next to no text on this. This is all iconography. It's just iconography, 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 iconography. And typically when I see nothing but iconography on a Euro game, it actually makes me less excited about the game. And I get why people do that. It means you can put it into a whole bunch of different languages and make more money and just have a bigger game. So I'm not knocking it. But that's what I see when I see this game. However, the theme and the game itself, I'm excited about this one. Like, I'm glad I checked this one out. All right. So after the video, do I want it? Yeah, I do. It's an interesting theme. Sorry, there's not enough data to generate this? What about you now? What about now? Oh, you suck. Okay. So after the video, do I want it? Yes. Can you do it? Ooh, 11 created, 259 backs. At Arcona Games, our mission is more than just crafting board games. It's about creating unforgettable moments that bring people together. Cool. We got 4 people here. Granted, they're not going to help, so we got 2 people here who should be helping in the customer service. We got a grand total of 3 people in the customer service, so we should have good customer service. There's a good player aid. It's probably fine. Yeah, agreed on the iconography. Agreed. I don't know. I always like it when I love when I see a card and there's just tons of text. I always get excited about it, and that is a most definitely a your mileage may vary kind of thing. Are any of these games out that I know of for sure? I have never heard of any of these games. All right. So Pest, I think I covered this one ways ago. I don't think this one's out yet. Received our copy? Yes. Received it yesterday in Central Ohio. Packaging was good. No damage. Our City Mini was also warped. We can make it work, but honestly, we shouldn't have to accept bad quality for an add-on item. Yeah, for an add-on, that's pretty bad. Releasing the STL file so replacements can be printed is all well and good, but not everyone has a resin printer that would provide the best results. It's a good faith gesture, yes, and it's appreciated, but there are also warping issues with Magna's Roma Minis. This can't happen again. Arcona should have green lighted samples of the finished Mini, not a printed prototype as they did. Yeah, this is all right. Jeff's 100% right here. You know? Once, it's an accident. Twice, it's a trend. Got mine today. I'm really impressed with the quality. Only issue I have is the city parts don't fit together well, but I'll be sure to use my present printer later to print the city, but bigger? Yeah, it's probably not a deal breaker, but it's not ideal. Arrived today. I'm disappointed in the City Mini. It's just not got together snug. It doesn't fit together at all. None of the little tabs or slits or corners line up even remotely close, and they are really pushing this out. They messed up on the minis on their last Project Pest. They're not really trying to rectify it. Maybe next campaign. How much do they make on this one? 300K? But it's Australian. I don't know how much that is in real money. It's real money. That's so pretentious of me. I apologize. I just sound like a giant a-hole. In United States dollars. Arrived today, USA. I'm disappointed. I still have missed an update, but there are some people receiving an extra set of double-layered player boards. Oh, okay. So they're shipping it out. And here's why I'm always concerned about this. I swear to you, whenever I see a company who just immediately launches a Kickstarter, the second they ship out their old Kickstarter, it just screams to me, hey, let's get this Kickstarter done before we start getting reviews for our last game. You know? Now, granted, they have 11 created, so I'm a little less concerned. But if this was their second game, you see what I'm saying, right? Because I've seen companies do that, where it's like, oh, you're just trying to avoid the bad PR from your other game, which hopefully is not the case here. So Pest is out. Small Samurai is probably out as well. Well, that's a nice thing, though, if everything's already out. Any updates on being able to get deluxe tokens for the piece of the expansion? Hello, Arcana Team. I just received new cards for replacement. I want to be sure their replacement cards are the same size as that. Okay. Month ago, 29 days ago, 2 months ago, 2 months ago. So it looks like they're pretty good on the customer service, and people have their stuff. I received my okay, cool. So can you do it? Yes. A couple hiccups here and there, but it looks like can you do it? Yes. Do I want it? Yes. I would consider company size before I worried about how much stuff they have out. It's fair. It's fair. 1 to 4, 60 to 120, ages 13 plus, medium weight game. I'm all about that. Once again, I feel like this should be on the front. Worker placement, Euro game, orchestra management. Make sure you get that as its own special category in Board Game Geek, just so you can have it all by yourself. A big, crunchy mid-Euro with a lot of tough decisions to make, a lot of interesting compromises to balance, and incredibly strongly thematic. Thematic-driven with a really cool setting. Incredibly strongly thematic, crunchy decisions, mid-Euro. It's great. And once again, I'm not kissing up on Richard himself for this quote, even though I am a huge fan of Richard, which I know is going to make some people just go, ugh. I've had many conversations with Richard. He's a very nice person, and I like Richard a lot. But I put this on Arcana because this is a great quote. I think this is a great quote to lead with. It's got Richard, who, you know, moving the needle has changed as there's come out to be more and more content creators, but I still think he's one that does move the needle. And yeah, I feel like they really spotlight some great stuff in that quote there. Languages, English, German, French, cool. Spotlighting that right from the jump. It's good information to know. Why back now? Discounted price. Save up to 32% on the pledges. Get the Patron Pack and Stretch Goals box for free. Okay, so we're getting 3 boxes here. All right. Key features, don't care. Beautiful artwork, high quality menus, blah, blah, blah. Philharmonix feels like a crescendo of gaming delight that leaves players calling for an encore. Yep, there we go. Richard's quote was twice as good that they were, it's just so damn good that they were like, all right, we can't have 2 great quotes in a row. Let's put this garbage here. What'd you think about the game, Forrest? Oh, it's a crescendo of gaming delight. Just left me wanting to play an encore. Great. I'm glad you want to play it again. But other than that, why? What about it? One main board. And once again, I don't put that on Wouter. I put it on Arcana. I always feel like I need to specify that. I don't feel like I'm attacking other content creators for the quotes. No, it's not their quote. Arcana took that quote. Insert K with the plastic on top, 112 musician tiles, musician's pouch, 6 starting region cards, 12 patron cards. I'd just love to see a price here. Oh, we're about to get to the pledges. They organized nicely. Ooh, that's a good shot. That's a good picture. Deluxe pack. Ooh, you get the screen printed ship, the dual layered player board. So this is kind of their thing. Okay. The standard version has regular player boards. The other version has the double player boards. All right. Richard is the most obnoxious Benjamin Hunter in the board game space. All right. Bitch. Am I showing my age right here? Benjamin Hunter. I don't know who that is. This guy? I don't know what that means. I'm so old. I would never give any regard to his bought mental ejaculations. I will actually address this. I probably shouldn't. If I were smart, I wouldn't. I would just ignore that. But that's not why you watch this channel. You watch this channel because I'm going to talk about stuff. I get why people say that. Oh, 195,000 quote. You didn't put the quotes around real dollars. That's still a great chunk of change. I think it blurs the line a lot when someone does only paid content, which I'm not sure if Richard does, but he does a lot. But I do know, and I have heard from people before, that he has sent them back their prototypes saying, you know, this one wasn't for me. Would you like me to send it along to another person? Which I know is still not going to make everybody happy, but I know that for like a fact that he's talked about doing that before. So he doesn't support a game if he doesn't like it. But I get why people say that. And I imagine I'll start to get that reputation. Well, I'm probably never going to get that reputation as long as I'm doing this freaking segment. The ultimate, that is fun, though, when I give something like an A, and someone's like, you're a sheep, you're just a paid off. And it's like, oh, you must not watch this segment much. All right, cool. Oh, this is nice. Okay. So this is the conductor's box, and if we hit all the stretch goals, these are all the things that are going to be in here. This is really interesting. This is like the opposite of a CMON. Australia's not even a continent anymore. Did you know that? My son has told me this like in the last few months. He's like, no, now it's Eurasia. Australia is part of Eurasia. Australia, they got Plutoed. They got knocked down a peg. Poor Australia. Galactic Festival. Okay, so now this is annoying. I know the price of the add-on, but I don't know the price of your base game. I hate this. I hate when I get to this. Here we go. Luckily, it's right there, so I'm not going to nitpick it too hard. $79, and that gets you all 3 boxes. So we're not even going to screw around with the standard version. No, actually, we're making the standard version nicer than typical. Interesting. I use reviewers like Richard to figure out if I want to buy a game, but I don't use him for that. I prefer Dice Tower because he gushes too much. I still want someone to drag it through the mud first. That's fair. That's fair, and it's hard. Let me tell you. It's hard to do paid content sometimes because let me rephrase that. And I imagine a lot of other content creators, you always feel like you need to talk enough trash about something. Like you feel like you need to spotlight the negatives. And then you get to like a game that you really love. Like Chronicles of Crime to me is an example where I did a Kickstarter video for that. It was a free Kickstarter video, but I still felt like I need to mention bad stuff about it just because I loved it so much. All right, so this is, what else am I getting? Oh, I'm getting the deluxe pack. So these are deluxe 5 components for 20 extra bucks. So $100 in and out, going to get me a deluxe version of the game. $80 will get me the game. 2 expansions. It's fine. It's a fine price. It's a fine price. You're getting 2 boxes here. The $60 MSRP. $10 on these. I haven't got to the shipping yet, but I'm in. Price seems reasonable. Those screen printed meeples look really nice. That's a great comparison right there. Holy guacamole, that's nice. What garbage school does your son go to? I would honestly thank them. They teach that nonsense. What? What? What did I miss in the chat? Or did I say something I just forgot? Game goal. Got it. Cool. I just want a gameplay video. I mean, this is all great. I'm not knocking this. This is great stuff. But gameplay is what I'm looking at. I'm not going to take the time to read all that. I already know I want to play this. Play it on Tabletopia? Great. Good stuff here. We got the draft rules. Take you to the Board Game Geek, which means they know they should be on Board Game Geek, which you always should. If you're launching a game, even if you don't like Board Game Geek. I know some people don't like Board Game Geek. I know my boss personally has told me before he's not the biggest fan of Board Game Geek. I know a lot of people are, and I know it's for a lot of different reasons. But the bottom line is, if you want to be a big boy publisher and you want to, or a big girl publisher, or a big whatever gender publisher, you need to get your game on Board Game Geek. You need to grin it and bear it. I don't think that's the right expression, but maybe it is, because there's no other board game website on the planet that is worth a crap that's going to do the same thing you can. Now, Reddit, I know you can make an argument for Reddit, but Reddit's not the same thing. You put your game on Board Game Geek, it is there for ever, in theory, unless he decides to purge everything, which I can't imagine he ever would. The game brings a very interesting and cool ideas to a theme I have never seen before, so if you're particularly interested in space and music, this is a game you should absolutely check out. So it has cool ideas and a theme he's never seen before. Yeah, I don't feel like that was the quote from it.
Hi.
Jesus Christ, it's an hour-long video. Yeah, I feel like there's definitely probably a better quote than that. But that's probably a gameplay. Fantastic. It's a great video there. Awesome. Truly unique and captivating theme that it harmonizes seamlessly with the established mechanics of the game. Now, this is really interesting to me. I think the top quote is bad, but I think the second quote is good, and I think they say roughly the same thing. I want to break these down. I love analyzing quotes. This game brings a very interesting and cool ideas to a theme I have never seen before. So they're spotlighting the ideas, aka the mechanisms pretty much in the game, and the theme. So if you're particularly interested in space and music, this is a game, blah, blah, blah. A truly unique and captivating theme that harmonizes, that word right there, harmonization. We've all played the games where the theme and the mechanisms don't harmonize. And I would honestly say that's probably most games, unfortunately. And it doesn't have to be for every game. If you got a filler weight game, who the hell cares? But I like that second quote a lot better. Ooh, what is that? It's a fancy graphic. How to play and review? Okay, cool. So it looks like I got everything going. Oh, Sam up in here. Love me some Sam Healy. All right, so we got all the videos. I'm done with the quotes. Stretch goals. I want to check out these stretch goals. 1 extra demand tile. They converted the currency. Much love. I'd go the extra step. You know, I'm not even going to dog them this much because they still have 2, but I'd put euros in there as well, even though, once again, U.S. dominating. Austin, Texas, 4. Cool. Okay. Not too far cart in front of the horse on the stretch goals. Don't have an issue with that. Eurasia. Yeah. Is Alaska part? No, there's no way Alaska's part of Eurasia. We didn't lose Alaska. Like, that'd be nuts. That'd be news. Fox News would be so mad right now if we lost Alaska. I would too. I don't want to lose Alaska. I want to go to Alaska. Granted, I could still go to Alaska if it's part of Eurasia. This is a weird conversation. Let's look at the shipping. The USA and the Germany, $18. Love it. You got 2 pledge levels. I know this is a crazy idea. You got 2 pledge levels. Why not have 2 shipping areas? I know it's more work, but you're trying to make hundreds of thousands of dollars on Kickstarter, and you just made it easier for everyone. So thank you. Half point grade bump up, I think I'm going to do for just some random odds and ends. I really like a lot of how they ran their story here. Retailer pledge. So we got this pledge, which once again, most people are going to take 27 and 269. So roughly 10 to 1. That's Bauer's Law right there. This is always going to be the most popular pledge level, roughly 8, 9, 10 to 1. And if it's not, that means you screwed up. They did not screw up. Looks good. Looks solid. Add-ons. Oh, ho, ho. Great. Other games. Check them out. Cool. So once again, this is always a question companies have. Always, always, always a question companies have. Polished. There's the word. It does feel very polished. And that's awesome. And I know you're saying, well, that's because they've ran 11 Kickstarters for us. It should be polished. Yes, I agree. But I routinely see companies who run a lot of Kickstarters and they're not polished. And it's like, have you not learned from your previous experiences? Meet the team. Cool. Fancy pictures. AI generated art. Nobody cares though down here. Cool. Nice. Nice story. I want to play that game. Reasonable funding goal. It's already happening. Very nice. I'd move the stretch goals higher now that we're funded. But nitpick. FAQ, nothing yet. It just launched. To be expected. Let's check out the comments. Feels like I've been waiting to make this pledge for this a year. I actually feel like I have seen advertisements for this game. It's finally here. Yes, I think it is on. We are funded. So that's the only thing I was really a little bit surprised about. I don't feel like they spotlighted their pedigree at all in any way, shape, or form, which I feel like would have been a nice thing to do here. Now, they don't have anything that's like super highly ranked, but 31, 36, 57, 74, 90. Okay. That one just came out, though, so I'm going to strike that one from the record. Okay. It's hit or miss, it looks like, which might be why they're not spotlighting their track record. I still would mention that you've done a bunch of other projects, but I guess it kind of already does that with the 11 created. Everybody sees that. So, end of the day, let's give this one a grade. Do I want it? Is there an interesting game there? And I like the theme, but somehow I have absolutely no motivation to back this project. Never had this dissonance. I'm asking Biodelic, is it the iconography? For me, I'm trying to count. I think there are two things that turn me off from board games, personally. I consider myself what's called an omni-gamer, which means if you put a game on my table, I'm probably going to play it. From Haba children's games to Twilight Imperium to 3 to 6 hour Euros. Hell, if you could teach me a war game, 18xx game, a Cran game, I'm down for any of those. You bring it to my table, we'll play it as long as you're going to teach it. Okay, I love it. But anytime it's nothing but iconography, and anytime it is, what's the word? Abstract strategy. And I guess iconography kind of goes a little bit with abstract strategy. I love to feel the theme of the game. And I don't know. Anywho, final grade. Do I want it? Yes, I do. Love the theme. Love how the game looks set up. Love the cut of their jig. Story looks polished. Like that shipping area an awful lot. Graphics look great. Tons of videos. Tons of quotes. Rule booklet. Tabletopia. Every piece of information that you could possibly need as a consumer to make... I actually do enjoy chess a good deal. Nightmare chess specifically. If you don't have Nightmare chess and you like chess, go buy it right now. It's so good. It turns chess into a hobby game. Okay, so you got me excited talking about Nightmare chess. One of my favorite games of all time. Probably top 10, maybe? It's close. Okay, focus. Do I want it? Man, I can talk Nightmare chess all day. Do I want it? It's just such a cool game. Sorry, yeah, I go off topic. ADHD too. No, not two, but I have it. Do I want it? Yes, I do. Can you do it? Yes, I believe you can. You got a couple hiccups here and there, but overall, it looks like... Because here's the bottom line. They didn't pay to replace that mini from the past one, but the bottom line is they addressed it, and they tried to give an STL file, and with the size of the company, I get it. So can you do it? Yeah. I'll give them the nod on that one, just based on how I think they're running everything else. Then how much is it? It seems reasonable. It seems Kickstarter reasonable. Doesn't seem good. Doesn't seem great. Let's be quite frank. You're still not tricking me. I'm still paying $100 for a Euro game and some middling expansion content that would fit into the box. Like, let's be quite frank, but that's just Kickstarter nowadays. That's GameFound. So final grade on this one, I think overall it's solid. A-B+ range, I'm thinking. Tabletopia, rule booklet, how to plays. Even though they were kind of those weird preview how to play videos where it's like, you're kind of not how to play, but you kind of are. B plus. Really rock solid. Can we get a Nightmare Chess video? I think I did one a long time ago. But yeah, Nightmare Chess. Yeah, let's talk about it. So B plus. Let me know in the comments below what's your grade for Philharmonix. But now I want to talk about Nightmare Chess. It's super cool, especially if you play the way with the points, where you get like a certain number of points, and then there's all these cards. It's like this card might be like, oh, all your pawns can do this, or when you get down to only 3 pawns, they can do that, or your queen has an extra special ability, or your rooks can do this, or your knights can do that. There are all these really cool special abilities that you could put into a typical game of chess to make it much more strategic in what is already, a really solid strategic game as it is. Man, I love Nightmare Chess. But let me know in the comments below, did you love Nightmare Chess? Have you played it? And as always, thanks for your time, you two. Bye-bye. Man, Nightmare Chess. Don't get me talking about it.